When I finished high school, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I studied business administration, then I worked for a year at an international company. After that, I joined the Navy as a sailor, and a few years later, I graduated from Naval School at the top of my class. I received awards and eventually earned scholarships that opened completely new opportunities for me. I didn't have some perfect plan for my future. I didn't know exactly what career I wanted. I didn't know where I would end up. So I tried things. I studied business administration and later worked for a year at an international company. But eventually, my life took me in a completely different direction. I joined the Navy as a sailor. And while I was there, something changed. I realized that I wanted to progress. I wanted more responsibility. I wanted to become an officer. Becoming a naval officer in my country works differently than it does in countries like the United States. For me, this meant making a difficult decision. I left my position as a sailor and applied to naval school. And there was another problem. I was already close to the maximum age allowed for admission. So this wasn't something I could keep postponing. I had to decide. I took the physical tests, I took the mathematics exam, I took the Spanish exam, and I got in. That decision started four of the hardest and most important years of my life. Naval school wasn't just going to classes and then going home. I spent 4 years in a boarding school environment, and studying became a huge part of my life. I was far away from home. I was always missing my family and all of those things. So there were many nights when I stayed awake studying until 1 or 2 in the morning. And the next day I had to continue. But I slowly learned something important. Working hard didn't mean destroying myself. If I was so tired that I couldn't learn anymore, sometimes the better decision was to sleep and continue the next day. I also tried to exercise regularly. Exercise helped me maintain a balance between my physical and mental health. I was trying to be perfect every single day. I was trying to keep going. And then there was calculus. Calculus was probably the subject that challenged me the most. There were moments when I felt completely overwhelmed. I even cried because of it. Before one of my exams, some classmates and I stayed up studying together. We studied through the night until the sun came up. I remember how difficult that period felt. But looking back, I think those moments taught me more than the easy subjects ever did. Because when something came naturally, I didn't need to discover what I was capable of. Calculus forced me to. Here's something else I want to make clear. My goal wasn't to prove that I was better than everyone around me. I wanted to become better for myself. Interestingly, when I first entered naval school, I wasn't thinking about graduating at the top of my class. That goal developed over time. As I progressed, new opportunities appeared, and eventually there were two scholarships that I really wanted. Suddenly, I had something concrete to work toward, and that's when something I talked about in my previous video became very real for me. Sometimes you don't start with motivation, you start, then you improve, then you see what's possible, and motivation finds you along the way. After 4 years, I graduated from Naval School, and academically, I finished at the top of my class. I received several awards for my performance. I also earned a scholarship for professional naval training in surface operations and anti-surface warfare in the United States. Later, I earned another scholarship to study at a private university in my country. Those opportunities matter a lot to me. But there's something I value even more. The person who finished those 4 years wasn't the same person who walked through the door on the first day. When I look back at my life after high school, it doesn't look like a perfect plan. Business administration, a corporate job, joining the Navy as a sailor, leaving, applying to naval school close to the age limit, 4 years of studying, calculus, sleepless nights. None of it looked obvious at the beginning. And that's exactly the point. You don't always need to know where the entire road leads. Sometimes you only need to know what your next step is. Maybe you're watching this because you don't know what to do with your life yet. I know that feeling. But not knowing where you end up doesn't mean you shouldn't start moving. Try something. Learn. Change direction if you need to. And when you find something worth working for, give it everything you can. Motivation doesn't always come before the journey. Sometimes the journey creates the motivation, and I'm still learning too. See you in the next one.